Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Inside the Mirror podcast. I'm your host, Kyle David. Today, I want to first plug Clean Cause. Clean Cause is my favorite energy drink. It's yerba mate based, which is a tea base, and 50% of the profits are donated to recovering addicts. So if you're looking for a good, clean, healthy energy drink for a good cause, 50% of the profits support addiction recovery, and it tastes great. I was not paid for this advertisement. I did it because I love it. So there you go, Clean Cause. You know what it is. Clean Cause already knows I love them. Okay, we got that out of the way. Secondly, as you can see, I decided to do a different location for this week's podcast. I am in my living room. Normally, I'm in my office. If you're listening, it doesn't matter to you. If you're watching, welcome to the living room. I thought a little change of scenery would be interesting. I don't know. But here we are. So anyways, hope you guys had a good 4th. Happy 4th. Excuse me. I hope you all were able to take a moment to be grateful for the freedoms that we have in this country. Cheers. I know that America's not perfect. This is a flawed nation built by flawed humans, but freedom is amazing, whatever country you live in. If you live in a country that gives you personal freedoms, which many don't, you should be grateful for it. So there we go. We got Clean Cause. We're in a different location, and happy 4th, freedom rings. Okay, so let's get into it. Today, I want to talk about something that I continue to run into or have pop up in my readings, in my listenings, in my watchings, in my learnings, as I just kind of study people and how success works and what are the constants with people who are successful. What are like the similarities? And here's one of them: perseverance. Perseverance is something that is just all throughout successful people. Like, I'm going to give you some stories here in a minute of just like perseverance. But let's just start with, what is perseverance, right? Everybody's gonna be like, well, perseverance, just keep going. Sure, maybe. I'm gonna read you the definition and then we'll figure it out from there. Perseverance is continued effort to do or achieve something despite difficulties, failure, or opposition. Read it again for myself. Continued effort to do or achieve something despite difficulties, failure, or opposition. So yeah, so in a sense, yeah, it is just, perseverance is just keep going despite difficulties, failure, or opposition, right? Perseverance is just the ability to keep going. So yeah, that's right. As whoever I was saying that as, don't worry about it. Anyways, perseverance is that. It's just the ability to keep going, or the desire to keep going. I think you have to have the desire first before you have the ability. I wouldn't die on that hill. But I think if you don't desire to keep going, you're probably not going to have the ability to keep going. Like, it has to start up here in your mind before it becomes an action, right? So you have to have the desire in your heart and your mind to persevere. And then from that desire in your heart and your mind to keep going, to persevere, then you will externally persevere and push through whatever the thing is, the struggles, difficulties, opposition, failures, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, think about life. There's so many opportunities in life to persevere. Everyone has them constantly, right? Like, just in my own life, in the past 12 months, right, we've all persevered through COVID. I've had a surgery. I had a surgery. I've been battling for the past 6 months a stomach infection. My car is in the shop right now because the transmission's broke. I just transitioned jobs, and so there's a lot going on. So that's just for me, things I've had to persevere through. And I'm still battling a stomach infection. So every day I just have to keep going. And in my life, right, I've had to battle through addiction and unfortunate circumstances in relationships and heartbreak and deaths close to me, of people close to me. So I've kept going through those things. I'm not saying I'm perfect. There's plenty of things I've quit on, but I just want to give some examples of my own life. And in your life, I'm sure similar things, right? Deaths, job loss, unfortunate circumstances that aren't right. You all went through COVID with me. So we've all been through COVID. I mean, we could name forever: sicknesses, surgeries, breakups, whatever, right? You have to, all of those are just opportunities to persevere. I'm not saying they're fun. I'm not saying we want them to happen. But when you have these unfortunate circumstances in life, that you kind of have a two-way road, right? You go left and you quit, or you go right and you just keep going through it. And I think something that I've heard recently a lot, and I really believe, is that you are capable of more than you think. You are capable of more than you think. And I think most of us have persevered through more than we think. So before we get too far into it, I think everybody listening or watching, you should give yourself a pat on the back, and think through the things in your life that you persevered through, because you're still here. You're still going. You're still kicking. If you're watching this, listening to this, you are alive, which means you are still going through whatever it is that you're dealing with, dealt with. You're still going. So you are actually actively persevering in life right now, right? So I want to encourage you, if you're listening or watching, that you've already done a great job of persevering, because you're here. You're here. And you've been through stuff in your life. If you are a grown human sitting here listening or watching, you've been through stuff in your life, which means you have persevered through something, right? So think right now, what is the one thing, or what are the things, if you have plenty, what are the things that I've persevered through in life that were hard, but I'm still here on the other side of? Give yourself a second. Okay, so now you have those things in mind. Now give yourself some credit. I think we're so performance driven, I'll speak for myself, that we forget to give ourselves credit for the good things that we've done in life. I forget to all the time. I had to remind myself the other day, like, Kyle, you've done some stuff in life. I was like, man, I haven't accomplished things I want. I haven't made the money I want. I haven't achieved this level of success yet. Like, yeah, but you've done this. You've made this much money. You've achieved this. Like, you have to give yourself credit for the things you have done before you focus on the things you haven't. So anyways, I just want to talk about perseverance. I'm not trying to put anybody down. I want to lift you up. And so right there, as you've thought about that, hopefully you've persevered through some things. So let's just talk about other people that have persevered through some things, names that you'll know. I thought some of these stories were super interesting, and you can go look on the internet, obviously, and just find tons of stories of perseverance, whether it be celebrities, musicians, actors, rappers, to politicians, to business people, to world figures. There's so many stories of perseverance, and they're all awesome. They're all awesome. Let's start right here. You guys know the Jeffrey Bezos, Mr. Amazon himself. Jeff Bezos started Amazon in 1994. So do the math there. Let's see. That was, well, I'm not good at math, but it's like over 25 years ago, right? So it took the guy a while. 25 years ago, he started Amazon, and only in the past 5 years, right, has that become a household name. Everybody knows Amazon. Everybody uses Amazon Prime. It really hit its peak in the past 5 years or so, 5 or 6 years. So Jeff Bezos put in a good 15 years, 20 years worth of work before his vision was fully seen. Not that it even is fully seen yet, but to where it was at a scale that's massive, right? 20 years for Bezos. Hershey, the guy who started Hershey's chocolate. Check this out. Hershey's chocolate, the biggest chocolate company in the world. Their founder had 3 unsuccessful candy companies before Hershey's. Now you're like, that's 3, that's not that many. But think, that guy started and failed an entire company 3 times, doing the same thing that he ended up doing. Hershey was just trying to start a candy company, and he did it once and he failed, and he did it twice and he failed, and he did it 3 times and he failed. And on the 4th time, we got Hershey's Candy Company, which now encompasses more than just candy. But Mr. Hershey there, 3 times. That's perseverance, right? He pushed through difficulties, failures, opposition, right? Literal failures of his companies 3 times. If you get knocked down once, get up, whatever the saying is. Twice, you get back up 3 times. That's what it is. If you get knocked down twice, you get back up 3 times. That's what this guy did. J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter, most of you are familiar. J.K. Rowling was rejected by 12 book publishers. 12! J.K. Rowling spent years writing these books and then was told these are no good 12 times. Hey, I have a book, no good. Hey, I have a book, no good. Hey, I have a book, no good. Hey, 12 times before it got published, and then went on to become some of the largest, the most widespread why can't I talk blah blah blah, one of the most widespread and most well-read series in the history of books. 12 times being rejected. Walt Disney was fired from a newspaper because he lacked creativity. Walt Disney, icon, fired because he lacked creativity. He had to persevere. He had to keep going, right? Bezos kept going. Hershey's kept going. J.K. Rowling kept going. Walt Disney kept going. Warren Buffett. I'm a big fan of Warren Buffett sometimes. And some of you might be too. Warren Buffett, the investor, right? Warren Buffett started investing in 1942. Warren Buffett started investing in 1942 and became a billionaire in the 1980s. It took him approximately 40 years to become a billionaire. And he set out to do it from the beginning. Buffett has been very famous for his focus from the get. He was an investor. I think he got his first stock when he was 11. Always knew he was going to be an investor. But it took him 40 years to reach the level that he wanted to achieve, right? Billionaire status. 40 years. That is perseverance. That is continuing to keep going. Continued effort, continued effort, continued effort. So those are some famous examples of people that persevered. I mean, those are really just career perseverance. Well, right? Like, again, so for you or me, I hope those are motivators for us, that the greatest things don't happen overnight. They don't. We know that. We say that. We believe that, kind of. We believe it in here somewhere, but then our actions don't match that, because then we're not patient and we don't persist and persevere through stuff. A lot of times. Now, again, on the flip side, go back and give yourself credit for all the things that you have persevered through, because you're here. You've made it through some stuff in life. We all have, right? But the common denominator between all of us, Bezos, Hershey, Disney, me, and you, what's the thing we all have in common? Excuse me. The thing that you and me and Walt Disney and Jeff Bezos all have in common is that we've all persevered through difficult things. We've all kept going when there was opposition in life or there was difficulty in life. We all kept going because we're all still here right now today. So encourage yourself. You have done something that Jeff Bezos has done. You've done something that the founder of Hershey's, Walt Disney, Warren Buffett, you've done the same things that these iconic figures have done. And what is that? It's persevered through hard things. You kept going through hard things. Jeff Bezos kept going through hard things. Warren Buffett kept going for 40 years through opposition. Walt Disney kept going when they told him he didn't have any creativity. He kept going. He persevered and kept going until it happened. So whatever you're facing right now, whether it's death or just it seems like your dream's never going to happen, or you're never going to get a husband, you're never going to get a wife, keep going. The greatest things happen when you persevere, when you keep going despite opposition. Great things happen when you keep going despite opposition. Opposition, failures, things that might hold you back, circumstances that seem defeating. Keep going. Stopping isn't going to get you any closer to what you want. So I hope you feel encouraged by that. So I just want to kind of leave you guys with that. I don't think I need to go too much farther. You get it. I just wanted to hop on and talk about this for a little bit and encourage you a little bit, because sometimes I talk about things and I feel like you could walk away from a lot of things I talk about and be like, man, I'm not doing any of that stuff, right? And I don't ever want that to be the case where you're like, I don't want to listen to Kyle. I don't want to watch Kyle because it's just like, get better, get better, get better. What am I doing good? Well, again, if you're sitting here listening or watching or standing or walking or whatever, if you are actively listening or watching this and hearing my voice or seeing my face, you have persevered through tough things. You are able to keep going no matter what, because you've done it. Whether you feel like you have or you haven't, if you're still here, if you're living today, you've persevered through something. And if you have a dream, if there's something that you want in life, again, whether it's a career goal, you want to make some money, you want to have a husband or a wife or a family, you want to build a business, any of those things, keep going, no matter where you're at in the stage of it. If you just went through a breakup and you're like, I'm never going to find my significant other, keep going, persevere. If your business just failed because COVID wrecked you, man, I feel for you. But keep going. Keep going. In the face of opposition, in the face of failure, in the face of difficulty, keep going. Keep going. Perseverance is your best friend. Keep going. Someday you're going to look back and be so happy that you kept going, that you kept going. Sorry, my phone call interrupted this or something. I'm going to end it with this again. Just whatever you face in life, whatever difficulties you face, tough circumstances, relationships, physical obstacles. And I better wrap this up before it gets going. Whatever you're facing in life, just know your best friend is perseverance. Keep going, keep going, keep going. I love you guys. Thanks for tapping in. I'll be back next week with another episode of Inside the Mirror Podcast. Adios.